Items are an integral part of the Zelda universe, as many dungeons in the series are designed with a special item in mind. There are many items within Link's endless satchel worth discussing, but the one that will be discussed today is the iconic musical instrument of the Zelda franchise, the Ocarina of Time. The Ocarina of Time is a very intriguing magical item in the Zelda mythos, being a plot device for one game and a key to an important location. Yet despite having such a prestigious name behind it, there are many things about it that are not fully explained. What is it made of? How does it have the ability to time travel? And why was it truly created? In order to understand and properly answer these questions, we need to first analyze what the Ocarina has managed to achieve in its screen time across 2 games. After Link gains the item indirectly from Princess Zelda, he heads to the Temple of Time where he plays the Song of Time, and combined with the 3 spiritual stones of forest, fire, and water, opens the door of time. After pulling the Master Sword from the pedestal and being sealed in the sacred realm for 7 years, Link then encounters the mysterious Sheik. A ninja of the Sheikah tribe, Sheik taught Link the Prelude of Light, the Minuet of Forest, the Bolero of Fire, the Serenade of Water, the Nocturne of Shadow, and the Requiem of Spirit, teleportation songs to the 5 adult dungeons in Hyrule. Link also learns other songs like the Song of Storms, a melody which can call on downpours of rain. Yet, despite Link performing great work with the instrument in his journey through Hyrule, only a fraction of its true power was seen. In the next tale, Majora's Mask, the Ocarina's true power would be finally realized. After regaining the item from the Skull Kid and playing the Song of Time, Link is able to rewind the clock 3 days earlier to when he first arrived in Termina. Throughout the story of Majora's Mask, Link uses the Ocarina to accomplish many tasks, from healing tormented souls to calling upon the protective guardians of Termina to stop Majora. After the demon is vanquished, Link leaves with the instrument, leaving its current fate unknown. The only facts we know for certain about the Ocarina was that it was made by the royal family, and that it was important enough to be used as a key to the Door of Time, the greatest barrier between the Master Sword and the rest of the world. Other than that, all we are given are clues to its origins. As to what it's made of, we should look at its design, most specifically the blue coloring. Blue gemstones are rare in the Zelda universe, most of them being in association with the golden goddess of wisdom, Nehru. There's the Pendant of Wisdom from A Link Between Worlds, the Zora's Sapphire from Ocarina of Time, and Nehru's Pearl from The Wind Waker. But another type of blue stone connected to the goddess, named Time Shift Stones, are the objects I wish to observe closer. Initially introduced in Skyward Sword, Time Shift Stones are special stones that manipulate time to varying degrees of strength, from small to large areas, creating instantaneous windows into the past. They are native only to the Lanayru Desert, once a luscious green landscape inhabited by ancient robots, who were in association with Nehru heavily. These robots carried Nehru's sacred flame on one of their ships, and knew the Thunder Dragon Lanayru, one of the guardian dragons of the surface and herald of Nehru, so it is likely that Nehru had knowledge of these Time Shift Stones. Another way Nehru is connected to Time Shift Stones is in their time travel properties, as the Goddess of Wisdom is sometimes associated with the concept of time, most notably the Oracle Nehru, who carries a harp named the Harp of Ages, which helps the player travel through time. But I'm getting off topic here. Let's return to the stones and the Ocarina. The cool blue stone color and the ability to time travel attributes connect the Ocarina of Time to the Time Shift Stones, enough to where we can make the conclusion that the instrument was made out of Time Shift Stones. Disclaimer, while there is a difference in color between awakened Time Shift Stones and the Ocarina, the official artwork and in-game models haven't been the most consistent in terms of this item, so for the sake of the theory, we will continue assuming that the Ocarina is made from Time Shift Stones. But now that the question of what the ocarina is made out of has been solved, we're still left with the question of why the ocarina was created. But it may be possible to trace the ocarina's original purpose back to the original source of time travel in the Zelda chronology, the Gate of Time. Gate of Time was a device created by Hylia to go back and forth between two different time periods. Think of it as the Zelda equivalent of the scientific theory of a wormhole. There were two of them in Skyward Sword, one in the Lanayru Desert and the other in the Sealed Temple. It was incomplete when discovered, but Link reactivated it using the Master Sword, and traveled back in time to meet with Zelda and get the true Master Sword. Once Demise was destroyed in the past and the trio of Link, Zelda, and Groose traveled back to their present, the temple gate disappeared. Most likely, Impa was the one who destroyed it. We first need to know if the gate needed to be reconstructed, and the answer is yes. The Lanayru Gate of Time was destroyed by Impa to keep Girahim from pursuing her and Zelda into the past. The temple gate was destroyed after Link, Zelda, and Groose returned to the present, which means that both gates are gone at the end of Skyward Sword. It is not impossible that there would be those who would want to reconstruct the gate, like the royal family of Hyrule. However, there is the question of why the royal family would want to create the Gate of Time anyway, as it was destroyed for a good reason, to keep evildoers away from the power of changing time. But think of it this way, Hylia herself created the gate, and it is possible that some earlier members of the royal family believed it was their duty to preserve the legacy of their goddess and ancestor, Hylia. The royal family aren't strangers to experimenting on magic and its connection to songs to create new things. The composer brothers from Ocarina of Time were employed by the royal family to research mystical abilities passed down the royal lineage, but were able to instead uncover the secret of controlling time with ocarinas. That research created the Sun Song, a simple tune that can switch between day and night. So, even in the years before Ocarina of Time, the royal family wanted to figure out the ocarina's powers, which may have been to help rebuild the Gate of Time. But, even with the ocarina, the gate wouldn't be complete without a song to activate it. We see Zelda singing in front of the Lanayru Gate of Time in-game, so it would be fitting for the rebuilt gate to have a song to go with it. In this case, being the Song of Time. Something that always seemed off about the song in Ocarina of Time was how its gameplay attributes didn't really fit its name. Being the Song of Time, one would think it would be able to control the flow of time, but that property already is taken by the Sun Song. What the Song of Time does is remove time blocks, which doesn't make much sense. Unless these time blocks are an updated version of the Goddess Cubes from Skyward Sword. The Goddess Cube have the same color of the Gate of Time, like how the time blocks have the same symbol as the Door of Time. But that's just speculation. The Song of Time's other use in the story is what really connects it to the Gate of Time. The song's main purpose is part of a key. When combined with the spiritual stones and played on the ocarina, the Door of Time and chamber containing the Master Sword would be opened. Very similar process to how the inactive Gate of Time in the Sealed Temple was revealed after the Ballad of the Goddess was played by Link and Impa. It could be a coincidence, or it could be an homage to the ancient magic of the gods. Whether or not this evidence proves fruitful, it is nice to consider the possibility that the item the game is named after has a grander purpose than opening a door.